TG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And that's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early rise and work all done, streets and games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG, tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else.
Right, good evening everybody. Welcome to VP4TV. Yes, I cocked that up as Cobra just reminded me. We have a round 2 match in the virtual Black Ball World Championships due to start now in 40 minutes time, whereas I thought it started in 10 minutes time. And even though I'm posting the link in the lobby, my mind totally went blank because we had a few of the matches start at 7 o'clock my time, and I just naturally, the brain at this time of night doesn't quite function, and I was keen to get underway thinking that the thing started at the top of the hour, but clearly it doesn't. And we have the match between Albinario from Sweden, of course, and of course Albinario, the multiple world champion. He's won the most virtual world championships in the whole virtual pool series. He streaks ahead of everybody else, and he's up against BrainFellOut, and BrainFellOut is up against it. Although, what I would say is Black Ball on this tight little table, BrainFellOut plays his cards right and cuts out a lot of numpty stuff. He can certainly get 2 or 3 racks off Albie at least. I'm fully expecting that. Meanwhile, we're in a match here. I don't know whether this is just a final between these two guys, Houdini and Vertical Liquid, or Liquid as he's now known. It's a race to 5, and Houdini's 4-3 up. I have no clue whether there's another match on after this. This might just be the 2 of these guys in it. We'll find out soon enough, no doubt. It's on the 10-footer. And the other thing to show would be that we have 2 matches on the schedule. The one that we're waiting on with Albinario and BrainFellOut, and there's also one appeared for Saturday evening, which is at 7 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, and that is between Bankster and Slugs, and I should be around for that on Saturday, hopefully. Well, back to the remains of this match that we have at the moment. Vertical Liquid, if he can get a shot in this 9-ball, which he will do, we're going to go all the way. And hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. I don't think anybody's there, is there? Is there anybody watching? Well, a black ball tournament. Good evening to Slim. LS3 signed up to a 15-ball tournament earlier on this evening, but I don't think it went ahead, hence we never saw her in the lobby. But I haven't seen her at all since her name appeared on that black ball sign-ups for the Virtual World Championships. I'm still going to hedge my bets and say Larry's going to get 2 buys for his first round and second round matches in this tournament. I don't think Larry's going to hit a ball. because you'd at least think the LS3 would have been online getting some practice at the black ball. I watched that match with John Higgins and Judd Trump this afternoon, and by God, it was a grind. Certainly the first 4 frames were, and then it hotted up after that, and it went all the way, and Judd Trump managed to hold his nerve and get the big break in the decider to win it. I don't know how that match with Stuart Bingham and Zhang went. Did anybody know how that match went? That match with Stuart Bingham, because he was either 5-3 up or 5-4 yet. I never saw the end of that match. I was just looking at my schedule for Christmas, or the last days before Christmas. Christmas is on the Wednesday, and as of the Friday before it, I start at 4 a.m. So therefore, I'll be out my bed at 2 a.m. and between now and probably the new year, I won't be doing any more Friday night 9 balls for a couple of reasons. First of all, for the first reason I've just said, because I'll be working, I won't be there for the one in Christmas week, and secondly, because most of the time I'm wasting my time. I don't like streaming half full tournaments, and if you're quite happy to do it slim, fill your boots. I mean, I'm sitting here an hour before the tournament 6 months ago, and you couldn't get into the tournament. Now, 10 minutes before the tournament, there's 2 people signed up. I ain't going to waste my time live streaming that stuff. People have lost either interest in the live streaming side of it and the commentary side of it, or they've lost interest in signing up to a tournament where if there's 16 in it and you go quite deep in it, it's taking too long. I don't know what the reason is, but clearly there is a reason. It was, what, 5 apiece between... What, did they get taken off? Did they not get finished, that pair? What the hell's his name? Zhang Si, I can't remember his name. He's Chinese, and he got the 147 earlier on in the week. Right, so vertical liquid with a blind cut in the 9. And where's the cue ball? Well, there's a chance gone. Great escape artist Houdini should have it won. I presume that is the tournament over. I wouldn't imagine there's a whole pile of people in this thing. We'll have a quick look and see. Tournament is completed, so there only was about the 2 in it, I think. Oh no, there was 3 in it. There was 3 in it, and Spectre Dawn was in it and decided to forfeit. Right, anyway, so just for the guys that may have turned up wondering what the hell's going on, I've started far too early. The match that we're here to do between Albinario and BrainFellOut doesn't start until 1/2 the hour. We've got 3 minutes to go until the top of the hour, and according to One Pocket Slim, there's a black ball tournament. that BrainFellOut and One Pocket Slim are signed up to, so that should go ahead. What is it, a race to? A race to 5? BrainFellOut's cutting it a bit slim in a race to 5 if it gets tactical. But at least he's going to get a warm-up before his match is due to start. Larry's arrived and Matt's arrived, so they might sign up for the thing. Well, Larry's already signed up, so BrainFellOut might have to forfeit if it comes to it. So that's 3 in the tournament, unless Matt has also signed up. Let's have a quick look at that. Right, well, there we go. We've got 4 in. We've got Slim, Larry, Christian signed up, BrainFellOut's in. So we can watch some of that prior to the main event. I think Run Out Rob's been asleep in that room for goodness knows how many hours. I think he's been in that room since I got up this morning at 6 o'clock, and he's still sitting there. Let's see if I notice any other new names. Aristotle, never seen that name before. Never seen that one before. Now, who did I see earlier on who appeared in the lobby, but I don't think they lasted very long. I think it was a guy that had made a video on YouTube. He was here for a short while. What was his name? I don't think I was probably... Yeah, I think I've arrived in the lobby after I shut it down previously, but I can't remember his name, but he was somebody who at one point seemed keen on playing Virtual Pool 4, but then he disappeared, and that's the first time I've seen him for months and months and months. I can't remember his name, but I just remember the name, having seen it before. Right, let me have a read at this chat on the second monitor. Zang165. You might be destined to win this, that guy. I mean, Stuart Bingham, I think, had the early lead in that match, but he just could not get rid of the guy. I'll tell you, it's still a surprise that one of these Chinese boys hasn't been on to win the world title. But the way it's going, they're certainly... They're threatening to do it, and everybody thought it was going to be Ding, but you know, he's been around long enough and still hasn't been able to win the thing. That shows you how difficult it is to sustain a level of play in that tournament all the way through it and win the thing. Right, so what time is it? Right, the bracket should be up for this thing. Let's have a quick look. Right, we've got Christian against Larry, and we've got Slim against BrainFellOut. So we'll go in and see BrainFellOut getting warmed up. Lag for the break. Races to 5. And One Pocket Slim has won the lag. Yellow ball goes in. So open table, of course, after the break. No matter how many balls go in, you then get to choose what one you want to commit to. Slim decides that Reds is the way to go. And of course, he has an issue on that side pocket. Apart from that, though, all the other reds are accessible one way or another, but he hasn't got himself set in any way to bump this red out. So that's going to be the stumbling block, trying to get some sort of shape somewhere, and there's of course the usual thing, running out of balls to be able to do that. Well, he tried it there. And he's got too straight in this to do anything. He's trying it again. Big draw. Well, that's a lot better than what it was. Problem is, though, he hasn't got a shot in the other red, has he? Maybe he has. Yes, he's got a thin cut. Well, a good pot, but no joy. So now, the strong favourite for the rack is BrainFellOut. Unless Slim can fluke this red and also get shape in the 8-ball, of course, but the odds in that happening are not good. But this is a perfect test here for BrainFellOut, where it could be in exactly the same situation in quite a few times in this match coming up, where he's left with a lot of his balls on the table, and Albie's down to his last red like that. And this is a test of BrainFellOut's common sense here, because he can certainly put Slim in trouble at any time he desires. Now, well, the way he's sitting right now, he's got to commit and cut that yellow there, the one that's right in front of him, not that one, the other one, because I think he can cut that in, and if he just gently brushes it in, he might never get good in it again. Oh dear. Well, I think he should have took that yellow on the side rail there. Now Slim, of course, with his free shot, is going to be out here, no problem. And of course, BrainFellOut, as I said, was in total command there. He had the table at his mercy to do anything with Slim. And, well, I wouldn't have played the shot he played. I would have played the two yellows, opened up that last yellow by taking the first one. Because if you're going to commit to get out, it doesn't matter what you pot, you've just got to try and clear the table. But that was a problem that had to be dealt with, and he didn't deal with it when he was sitting on it to do it. So the signs and the prospects aren't good for BrainFellOut when he had his first test there in that rack and failed miserably. And I think Slim came up dry there, did he? He must have. So what time have we got? 6 minutes past 7. There's about 2.5 second delay on the live stream. Oh, I don't know that he's had the nudge far enough there for that red into the side. No, he's hooked on it, but you can see this other one. But this is, again, so delicate you've got to be with these cut shots, because this cue ball will just want to run up the table. And it's got to run far enough. Well, He's going to struggle to get a shot and get enough of that red to do anything with it, with this angle that he's got here. He might run into that yellow up top. If he does, he wants to hit that side of it so he can at least maybe try and get lucky and find a gap. Yeah, well, I think he played that with a bit of right-hand English in the cue ball there. And that's another reason why he would have missed the pot. So here we go again. This is take 2 for BrainFellOut. Now, these are prime examples of where you've got the majority of the balls still in the table. So you should be favourite to control the table. Now let's have a look up top and see what the issue is here. Well, there's actually no issue here. The main issue would be getting rid of that and coming down to get rid of this. And he's dealt with that. Needs to leave the angle so he can pot this and get out for this one. And he doesn't want to be potting this yellow where the cue ball wants to run into the red either. He's got to be careful with that. He needs to go far enough through on that, and that will do nicely. That's perfect. So he can just go forward, come back into the table. Well, he's made a better, I'll tell you, it's slim. First mistake of the night, apart from the fact I started the stream too early. So 2-0 to 1 pocket slim. Oh. Now BrainFellOut ball. Why is it I've got an itchy nose? Is it static or something? As soon as I start streaming, my nose starts getting itchy. Well, that's no use. I mean, that's absolutely pointless what he's just done there. All he's done is killed one of his red balls. I mean, you know, when you've got a free shot, you've got to be constructive with it. I mean, and to do that is just silly. I mean, he's just made his life that more difficult by killing a red ball. Although I forgot it was still an open table, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Which is also the other reason he's chosen the yellows instead. Now, again, this is a test of trying to work out this cue ball, getting it into shape. Watch this side pocket. See, it's just leaking away, this cue ball, all the time. More often than not, players are just getting caught out by where it wants to go. Now it's getting a wee bit dicey. Now, if he's going to hit some of this red ball, he wants to hit a fair chunk of it to stop the well, he's taken into this corner instead. Well, the problem now is he's stuck himself to the rail. He's stone dead in the rail. These two reds are blocking that corner pocket, obviously, so now he's in trouble. And now he's in more trouble. And now, of course, the cue ball just running all over the place. He's trying to cut this into the side. Has no idea where this cue ball's going to finish, what it's going to hit. And he hasn't read it. So again, this is where BrainFellOut is going to be found out in this match coming up with Albi. I mean, it's two good opportunities. And the cue ball's got the beating of him. it's definitely the players who have a defter touch and a smoother stroke and can judge the pace that have a better chance of making something good out of this cue ball on this table. But I think part of that also is how well they're accustomed and dialed in with the mouse, because they're quite confident to play little strokey shots, go right through the cue ball, as you would say. If you've got that comfort level, then you're it all adds up. It's more comfortable in playing certain strokes in this table. I'm going to have to give my nose a blow here, try and get rid of this itch. So one pocket slim on the reds. Slightly off angle pot he's got here. Again, just playing it a deft way and holding the line in the cue ball. He's perfect. Problem, of course, now is he's got to get the right angle on this last red so he can get down here for this 8 ball. Now this is touchy. The way this is going, he's going short side unless he's trying to stun to the rail. He's got to be careful, and that's what's happened. That's what's happened. He beat me to it because I was just about to say that side pocket's in the way if he's going to stun to the rail. Well, BrainFellOut, you are going to be a proper numpty if you can't get out on this setup here. Well, he's got to just bump this in and get the cue ball running here because he wants to get out far enough for the 8 ball. And he hasn't hit it, you see. He's been caught out again. That was more of a stun. He didn't get the cue ball running. And this is another example of players just not being familiar with the cue ball and getting caught out time and time again. Well, he is a numpty. He couldn't get out. But like I say, in his defence, like 99.9 of the other members of the players that have signed up in this tournament, none of them play black ball. That's a given. And Slim's now actually trying to hand it in a plate to BrainFellOut to see if he can actually get himself off the mat. And he eventually has. Right, so it is 16 minutes past the hour. We've got, what, 14 minutes to go. And this time I think BrainFellOut's come up dry. Right, well, if you plump for the yellows, is he going to try and get a bump here? Just a wee nudge. Now that's perfect. That's perfect. It just brought that one awkward yellow ball into play. Well, he's actually... Well, I don't know whether he wants to play that yellow ball right now, because he might not get a better chance of getting at it. And he's found the gap, found the path. Now, got to play the little combo and just come back up and get that one if he can, and leave the other one over the pocket. That's perfect. Because, well, let's have a look. I mean, he's got no problem with that yellow up table. Well, he's going to take this one. But you see, he's running the cue ball.
Where's the cue ball going?
Exactly, John. I've been waiting to do that all night. I've been waiting to do my little macro all night. So BrainFellOut with a free shot, and well, his idea was good, but I don't know that he's made all that much of an impression with that shot. He hasn't really. Those two reds are still locked up. But again, he's in a situation where he can put Slim in trouble here. I mean, if he just wants to try and keep potting balls and those two reds are still a problem up there, he can go and duck right now. He can duck right now and cover up those two yellows by going behind those two reds. Is it Zhang Anda, his name is? That rings a bell. Is it Zhang Anda? Or was he one of the ones that get banned? I can't remember. And BrainFellOut is still at it. He's going to hook himself here. And that's a complete disaster, I think. I mean, he just won't. He won't stop potting balls. He could have ducked off that red behind those two reds and left Slim in trouble. And I'm afraid that tactic of just continually trying to pot balls, it ain't going to beat Albinario. I'll say that right now. He's got to start using the head here. And now he's going to... The one thing he shouldn't be doing is actually trying to hit those two reds here. He's got to try and hit the red in the open. This is fatal doing this. Again, he's not using his head at all here. Well, that's the best thing that's happened right there. The problem is that Slim's got a free shot anyway, and he can get rid of those two and open up the 8 ball. So everything that BrainFellOut has done there is a complete and utter thoughtless waste of time he's just done there. He's just not thinking on his feet, and this is what this is what gets me ranting about people playing any game. That, you know, if you stop thinking, then you're in deep trouble. If you haven't got into thinking mode before you start playing shots here, then you're doomed to fail. BrainFellOut said earlier on he wasn't feeling too good, but I'm not letting him off with that excuse. I don't care how bad you feel. It still shouldn't stop you thinking and using common sense. The stuff he's done is just stupid, so it is. I mean, he's looking for a hole to dig as deep as he can and then jump straight into it. That's what he's trying to do, and he's accomplishing that pretty well. Anyway, here he goes with a free shot. And again, the problem is that red that was up the table there. I would have banked that red down towards... See, I would have banked that down towards here for the free shot so that I could pot this one, deal with that one, and get out for the 8 ball. So again, he's not thinking. Not thinking at all. Well, fair play to him. He's dug himself out a hole there with that shot, but you don't want to be doing that. That could have been a lot easier than what he's done. And even after the messing about that BrainFellOut's done, he's still only 1 rack behind. No, he isn't. He's 2 apiece. I thought he was 3-2 behind there. My eyes have gone at this time of night. And how are we doing for time? We've got 9 minutes to go. And BrainFellOut's break has given him a couple of balls. Now, reds look pretty good to me. Oh, he's got the wrong angle in this red. But he can dig into the cue ball here if he wants to try and draw and get out off the rail. No, he's just playing it safe. See, this is the thing that worries me is how late he's going to leave it for this red and if he'll ever actually get on it. And again, the angle's not great here either. He's trying to go forward and deal with the stuff up table. at some point he has to. I mean, this is awkward. It's really awkward because of the angle that yellow's sitting at, because you've got to get right over here. You're not doing anything with this red from this side, and you've got to get right over here to be able to see enough of the red to pot it. So he's in deep doo-doo unless he gets there sooner rather than later. And again, being caught out by the weight of the cue ball, he's in no man's land. Now, again, he should just be rolling dead weight and try to make this as awkward as possible for Slim. That's far too heavy. Oh dear. Touch like a sledgehammer. Again, the cue ball catching him out. Well, there you go. There's a surprise. LS3 signed up for the 8 ball. So I think her intention is to actually get some games, but the tournament she signed up for, they haven't went ahead. We might actually see her appear in the lobby at some point. Well, I'm not too happy with BrainFellOut, because a lot of the time he's not using his head here, which is a worrying sign. But still 2 apiece. I'm thinking for his prospects in this match with Albie, and he's really got to start switching himself on here. Nose is incredibly itchy. Now that's used to just hold up before it lands on top of it. Now, can he cut this and just skim across the 8 ball and miss it? I think he can. It looks like he can, and if he can do that, well, he's went square. I don't know why he had to just try and get into the cue ball. Why didn't he just pot it and let the cue ball do its thing? Because if it missed the 8 ball like I thought it was going to, he would have had it into the side. But we'll never know. Slim goes into the lead. See, these matches, races to 5 and black ball, can take a little while. I mean, that's this match's been going for 25 minutes now. And, well, let's put it this way. I think BrainFellOut is going to be, the clock's going to be ticking, and he won't be in the room with Albinario. Well, Slim had a number of balls in the break. Oh, Albie will show up. He'll definitely show up. I can get a hold of Albie on Facebook. Well, BrainFellOut chose the yellows. And now, does that outside yellow cut? Yes, it does. Now, he's got to watch the pace in this. He doesn't want to slam this. He just wants to nudge things open a wee bit here. In fact, he never... I think maybe if he'd hit that softer, he might have caught some of that yellow. That one there I'm talking about. If he'd cut that a bit softer, not quite as hard, he might have just chipped that yellow and nudged the red out of the way. But again, very hard to judge. Well, I think the whole idea was there to catch the knuckle of the pocket and so either get it in or over the pocket, but he's killed his other yellow ball dead now as well. So Slim is now in command. And he's got an opportunity, certainly at least, well, Slim's actually done BrainFellOut a favour there, I think. Let's have a look. Yes, he has done. He's knocked that yellow ball on. Slim might try the breakout now. Yeah, I think he was trying his best to get a nudge. Well, there's no way this match is going to be finished before the bottom of the hour, I can tell you that. Because we are now 2 minutes away from the start of it. Albinario, I'm assuming, still not online yet. Now, can he... No, he can't. I don't think he can get it. Well, you can certainly bank it into the corner, or you can bank it, well, you could cross bank it, because you've got to send it on that line to cross bank it into the side. So he's got two choices to bank this yellow ball, and you might as well have a go at it. I think he's trying to cut it into this. He's trying to bank it to the side, I think, by the look of this line he's taking. Oh, he's got the double kiss, so you've got to hit it. You've got to hit it harder to get the cue ball out of the way. Well, he's created a problem for Slim, because the yellow's blocking the corner pocket the 8 ball was most likely to be going into. So Slim's got to work out a way of getting there. Yeah, the proper cloth colour for this game is green. Although, having said that, I've seen tournaments on YouTube where I think it's blue, probably Simonis cloth or something like that. And of course, the other thing also with black ball is that the 8 balls, black and white, it's like the 8 ball looks like a stripe ball in black ball nowadays for whatever reason, I don't know. Right, so Slim is going to be 1 away. Let's leave the room. Albinario is in the lobby. The room is actually up for their match, so we'll get in.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Well, BrainFellOut's in the room. We're just waiting on Albinario showing up. Right, here we go. Round 2 match, race to 11. And Albinario is on the right-hand side for this lag. So BrainFellOut should have found his touch a wee bit better and his way to shot, having had that warm-up there with Slim. But Albinario wins the lag. And he'll get to break off. Where's my bottle went to? Yellow has gone in. And cue ball has gone as well. So free shot for BrainFellOut. Clearly his intentions to go for the yellows, I would assume. Now instead of an itchy nose, I've got an itchy ear. I'm always the fluffer. Why? What does that mean, Slim? Well, I don't know whether he can run that yellow in and run off the rail and bump the 8 ball, but I think he had an opportunity there where he could have tried that, because then he's fully committed to try and getting out. And I'm surprised he didn't. I'm sure he had an angle like that on that yellow there, where he might have been able to go forward and try and just catch something of that 8 ball. Now, let's be honest, it could have ran in amongst the reds, or it could have bumped the red into the other reds and left the 8 ball in the open. We don't know, but I don't know whether BrainFellOut saw that. Now, this is straight, and he wasn't really committed to doing anything there at all. So again, well, I think he had half a chance to maybe get that 8 ball out. And, you know, no sooner has Albinario come to the table than straight away he's dealt with the situation as far as he's concerned. See, Albinario's showing what commitment is to get out when you're at the table, whereas BrainFellOut's not quite making his mind up what he's doing. And I think he missed half a chance to try and bump that 8 ball out. Now, to be fair, maybe the best thing BrainFellOut should be doing is, in certain ways, is to actually maybe, if the 8 ball is locked up, keep it locked up. If he's going to be unreliable at getting out, it might be his best bet. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking, but he's not really thinking aggressively enough, if the evidence that we've seen in this first rack is anything to go by. Well, Albinario's got himself caught out with the cue ball. He's got himself hooked. Well, maybe not. Is he? Well, it says full snooker. In fact, it is. Yeah, cue ball just brushed the yellow, I think, and it died a death. Well, he's not trying to jump over this, because that would be a foul, would it not? Would that not be a foul? I'm not quite 100% familiar with black ball rules, but I thought the black ball rules are a bit like snooker in the sense that you can't play jump shots. Well, yeah, ball was jumped, commentator's eye, and it's all part of the rules of the game. So either Albinario has totally forgotten the rules of the game, or he just thought, well, I might as well try something. But either or, BrainFellOut should be out. Now again, this looks easy, but if he doesn't get the comfortable angle on this yellow, now this is just a little dab, or this cue ball is going to leak away if he's coming up the short side. Well, just got to be comfortable with the angle, and it's gone in. So first rack to BrainFellOut, mistake by Albi, getting himself hooked and then playing the jump shot, which of course is illegal in black ball. as Albie now understands fully. If he was ever in doubt, he now knows. And BrainFellOut's break has given him... Well, how many balls have went there? It seemed like an awful lot of them went in, but only one has gone in, I think. But two of them are hanging over pockets. 2 reds, that is. And he's not really got a shot in a red, which is even worse. Now, he can play the combo with the 2 yellows onto the red. I don't know that he's thinking straight here. What the hell's he doing? Well, you see, he's trying to play a cut. He could have easily played the combo. But anyway, well, he's blocked himself off in that red over the pocket. And he's got an easy little dab to play the combo. Now, if he plays his cards right here and doesn't let the cue ball leak away, he can get rid of that problem red there. I think he should take that right now. He's got to take that one he's looking at right now. Now, he's going to hit this yellow. He's bound to still have a shot in this at the very least. Right, so now it should be simple as far as... Well, I say simple. He's got to be confident and play this so that the cue ball's bouncing out, because he wants to be able to see this red nice and clean. Oh, well, that's gone all wrong because he's nudged the red in. Oh dear. Well, if Albinario gets a free shot, he'll get rid of the problem red. In fact, in actual fact, he doesn't really need to, but he probably would, because the 8 ball will go. But he really wants to open up that pocket, so BrainFellOut obviously try to roll sort of dead weight, but again, struggling to find the line. So now Albinario's got the free shot, and he should be all square. I think now he's got the option to either play in place or play from the kitchen. Is that maybe the rule as well? I'm not, again, 100% familiar. Well, Albie, I'm assuming, has already decided that the 8 ball does comfortably go past the red ball, and that his intention is to leave that yellow that's in the kitchen as we look as his last ball to get on that 8 ball. Now, again, my chat on YouTube, I don't know what it is on YouTube, but especially on smartphones, it just seems that the chat seems to go to a point where it stops scrolling up. I don't know why, but just as well I can see it on the second monitor. So Albinario's got to get good on this last yellow down here, and that's easier said than done, because now he's got to judge the pace of the cue ball, that he doesn't come down too far and go below this yellow ball. And he wants a comfortable angle. See, the cue ball's running away. He's been caught out. If ever you want evidence of players getting caught out with this cue ball, there it is right there. And also proof that Albinario has put in no time whatsoever in practicing for this. None at all. Or he wouldn't have ended up there. I'll tell you that right now. Well, he's got the hit, he's got a rail, Now, this is where you play the little jab and just nick out. Or you play it nice and soft, so you're just rolling it in. Aye, that'll do it. Whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you get it done. But that's another mistake there by Albinario. And a mistake through lack of practice, it has to be said. And now there's chat coming through in the phone that isn't coming up in the... Oh, there it is, aye. Larry, it come up now. The round corners suck when the ball's deep in the pocket, of course. I don't think you honestly think LS3 is going to show up for this match, Larry? Have you sent her a proposal yet? I presume you have. And has she actually appeared online tonight? She signed up for that 8-ball tournament. I don't know whether she's actually appeared online. Nope. Obviously, the 8-ball tournament didn't go ahead, or it's still to go ahead, one of the two, but I think Larry's going to get to round 3 and not hit a ball. And meanwhile, BrainFellOut with the free shot. Now that yellow ball over on the left rail above the 8-ball, it doesn't go. There's no way it's going anywhere, so BrainFellOut though is deciding he's going to deal with the yellows. Now, the problem he has is he's got the yellow over the other corner pocket. That's the problem. Now, again, he should be ducking here. He should be ducking. He should just be rolling that to the rail and trying to drop in here, that yellow ball, or do something that stops him potting balls, because he's going nowhere with this sat there. And the worst thing that happened there is he potted the ball. Well, how often has it been said? It's the same in the 8-ball. The 8-ball World Championships we just had. Players just keep potting balls and keep potting balls. And eventually he's decided to play the little safety. Albinario is just nudging his red down into position. And BrainFellOut has a bank on here. He has a bank. He's got to go for this. Full-blooded. There's enough room for that to bank that yellow. And he's not even giving it a second thought. He's not even looking at it. That's the shot to win the rack, is to get that bank. Now, the 8-ball, it has to be said, that ain't going anywhere where that 8-ball's sitting. That's never going into the side. Somebody convinced me that's going into the side pocket. That's too tight for my eyes. And probably the best thing that BrainFellOut's going to end up doing. Well, he's had a bump and he's nudged the 8-ball, but he's got no luck. Well, again, I think he's just got to nudge in the back of this yellow and just feather it and no more. Just like that. And that's not a bad shot, because he's obviously limited what Albinario can do here. Albinario can try and better his red, and it stops Albinario getting to any of his other red balls. So that's actually quite a good shot, apart from the fact that Albinario could do that. But BrainFellOut has got to look at the potting angle on this yellow and go 100% for it, or at least get it over the pocket if he can, because that'll then put a bit of pressure on Albi, especially been 2-0 down. If we can get this in or over, probably more likely sort of over the pocket, that'll just ramp up the pressure on Albi. He's got to commit to this. Oh, that's a great shot. That's a superb shot. Excellent shot. Shot of the night so far, and the correct shot to play. Perfect. And he gets a 3-0 lead because of it. So that's shown that he's, you know, he was backed into a corner, and when he's backed into a corner, he starts thinking and playing the right shot and being 100% committed. Do we have an upset brewing here? Well, like I say, black ball. Look at the mistakes Albie's made, and Albie's made mistakes that every single player in this tournament so far has all made by not understanding the cue ball. No table time, no practice, and no idea where the cue ball's going, and how it's. In fact, more importantly, no idea how it's reacting, and that's the thing that's undoing everybody that we've seen in these matches so far. And Albinario is not immune to it, especially if he's not interested in doing any practice for it. But BrainFellOut just has to be playing with common sense here and not looking at the scoreboard. That's the last thing he should be looking at. All he should be interested in is the lay of the table and how he's getting himself out. That's all he should be looking at. Scoreboard takes care of itself. So he's committed to the reds. Now, looking at this red down here, how do you get to that? Well, you can get to it by rolling that in and trying to drop around the back of it somewhere, but it's got no pockets to go into. Let's be honest, it's not got any pockets it's got into. It's blocked in all directions. Doesn't go into the side, doesn't go into the corner, doesn't go into the corner, doesn't go up table. So he's going to be hard pushed to get any joy with that red, which is surrounded by the yellows. He really needs to get a bump on it somewhere, or at least have a shot where he can maybe nudge it onto the... Well, one way of doing it is to nudge it onto the rail and hit the back of the yellow and putting the red in favour that way. Well, now he's blocked off and he's red up table, and that's not doing him any favours with the red that he wants to get rid of. Now, again, he could go full-blooded and try and cross-bank this. It's an all-or-nothing shot. No idea, again, where he's ended up, though, but it's at least giving himself a shot at it. Well, here's an open table where BrainFellOut has just sold out to Albie with that shot. He tried to obviously marry up the red on the yellow, or at least try to block the pocket, but he didn't get it there. So now he's called Albie's bluff and asking him to get out. They're stuck in the room with his bullshit. Well, he's okay. Now he's got to watch the side pocket again here. And he's played that a lot better this time. So Albinario is going to get off the mark, and he's going to be breaking next rack. Or next frame. I don't know what the terminology is in black ball. Is it a frame or is it a rack? Because black ball, I think, was it a British invention? I don't know. I mean, I think my interpretation is that the only frame that you have is in snooker, Everything else is a rack. I'll stick to that philosophy. But meanwhile, Albinario, having got himself off the mark, has had a ball on the break, has committed to the yellows, and he's now trying to get a nudge here. And, oh, now he's had a nudge. Would you believe it? He's actually hooked. Well, no tell a lie, he can just squeeze past it, and that's a great shot. Where's the cue ball? I thought he was hooked there. Just enough room to get past that ball. Now, I think he's got to try and get up into the top half of the table, well into the top half of the table here. Oh, that's gone completely wrong. Well, more evidence of this cue ball just completely doing the opposite to what Albinario thought he was going to be doing there. And now he's hooked. And BrainFellOut, better get yourself on your toes here. And cue ball's gone. Well, he's already won a match, so he has. Yeah, that was hard going, that match, Mark. I watched it all. The first two frames took about an hour and a half, I think. So they did. It was a grind. But, fair play to, what do you call him, to Trump. He produced the goods at the end when he needed to. I take it back, Run Out Rob, you're correct. It is frames in billiards, because that's the terminology for billiards anyway, isn't it? Frame. Yeah, you are correct. Well, in case you don't know, Paul, and you probably don't, we won't have Rodney U Semi-Pro in the stream anymore, because I've booted him out the door. I don't know what he was, why he decides to leave VP4, but then he still wants to come in and see if he can get any attention. Well, he won't be getting any attention anymore, good or bad, however he sees it. He's looking for people to blame. I was one of them, apparently. So I'm having nothing more to do with him, as I've done with plenty of people in the past. Take no more to do with them. You can only stand it so much. And meanwhile, Albinario pinches another one back. BrainFellOut has come up dry there. Now this is certainly a far better table as far as the yellow balls go, if Albi can get one. But that was already potted there, wasn't it? Well, he prefers the reds. I mean, I'm not necessarily that convinced that was my choice of shots, choice of balls I would have went for. Because here lies the problem. I mean, all the yellows had pockets. I don't know why Albinario decided he wanted to go about it this way, but this is going to be stumbling block right here. He's got nothing adjacent to get to this red. What am I talking about? Is BrainFellOut. That's an old guy syndrome, Hugh, being sensitive to a-holes. Well, I mean, I've tried to reason with the guy. And you see, my patience only lasts so long. My patience is fairly short. In fact, I think I've done well to hold out as long as I have done. He wants to. He's a drama queen. He's looking for some sort of attention. You know, doing this name changing stuff, blaming Cobra for his problems in the world. I don't know what the hell's going on in his head. So we've tried reasoning with him. That doesn't work because he doesn't listen. He doesn't see common sense and just get rid of all the crap and just go on with playing the game and ignore getting wound up. I mean, you know, if you're going to be a gamer online, you've got to take getting wound up, because that's what people will do to you. And there's various levels of winding people up, and what he gets in VP4, if he actually get any, was mild to say the least. But, you know, some people are very sensitive. And don't forget, he's probably, depending on his age, he's probably, well, he's a lot younger than me. I don't know his age, but he's a lot younger than me, and he's one of these woke generation, you know. He's one of these woke generations where he hasn't grown up through the 70s and all the racist jokes and all of that stuff. He's not dealt with that. Where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
You're right, John. That's what I asked. So that's the problem. He's one of these very sensitive people in society nowadays, where you can't fart in the wrong direction and somebody will take offence, you know. So when you tell somebody like that to, you know, grow some balls and grow up, it goes in one ear and out the other. They just think you're trying to wind them up even more. Well, BrainFellOut should be wound up now. He's now 3 apiece. Albinario's got himself back into it and probably only going to get better as the match goes on. See, the thing is, though, you can't really get a lot of attention in Shooter's Pool, because there's no interaction at all in the lobby. There's no chat, and the only chat you can get is in rooms. But if all he does over there is go in and beat a lot of gratis players up, they're just going to bail out on him as soon as they see him. Avoid him like the plague. He's going to be hard pushed to find probably a lot of players of a high level in there. I mean, who am I to talk? I don't know, because I'm rarely, if ever, if I'm in that place having a look around. I'd just love to know why they've done away with the forum. I mean, I have no idea why there was no message to say we're shutting down the forum. That was the only way you could find out what's happened to the game, what the updates were. There's no forum now, so there's no communication between the developers and the people in the lobby. I looked in it yesterday, and there was loads of free rooms up. And again, most of these players are all from the Far East. They're all gratis. So they're not bringing any income into the game. There might be a lot more people there, but there's not a great deal of income going into the game. Especially also that you don't have to renew a subscription. So they must be getting their income from advertising deals that they've got set with these real manufacturers. All the products that are in the game, the tables, the cues, the ball sets, the cloth and all of that thing. That must be where they're getting some sort of sponsorship deal. I don't know. But I've only ever paid once, and I've never renewed anything in Shooter's Pool. Well, Albinario on the yellows. BrainFellOut has got 2 reds left, one of them guarding the 8 ball. Albinario can certainly knock the yellow in off the red if he can to try and just loosen things up. Well, he hasn't done. He's not committed himself there, Albi. Well, I think there's no lobby chat because I think the way I read it is that there was a fair bit of abuse going on in the lobby with arseholes been in it. You know, just typing spam and various crap like that. And what they probably thought is the easiest way to deal with it is just shut the chat down altogether. They don't want to have moderators or anything like that in their game, I presume. So that's why they killed the chat. Every time my BIOS updates, they lock me out of the offline version. What? Shooter's Pool? See, you've got to remember when you boot your PC up, if you go into your, if you Control Alt Delete and go into your, what do you call it? Your task manager, Shooter's Pool's running in the background all the time whenever you boot your PC up. It's one of these processes, one of these unnecessary processes that's running in the background that you don't need to when you've got no intention of going to the bloody game. Well, Albinario is now on his last ball. And again, in this situation, the way this table is right now, BrainFellOut is in complete command here when he gets to the table. He'll be in complete command in what he can do. Now, the first thing he can do is nudge that red inside the yellow. That's the first thing he can do. He shouldn't be going near this red next to the 8 ball. That's a major fail going down that route. He should be nudging that red inside the rail, bumping the yellow and getting control of the pocket. Now, that there, I mean, that could be a major disaster because Albinario's got to commit and try and cut this back into the pocket. And if he does, he's on the 8 ball. So that's not the way I would have done it. I would have still bumped that red into the back of the yellow to get it over the pocket. What the hell's he done there? Hit the replay. Well, we'll see if BrainFellOut's made the right choice here because this is a wide open pocket for a cut-back bank. Well, now Albinario has got control of the situation, but BrainFellOut can just nudge the red and duck to the left. But BrainFellOut's asked for this. Well, he's certainly odds-on favourite now. Albinario will do well to get anywhere near this yellow because I think the red's in the way for the start. In fact, I don't think you can get to that. I think the middle pocket's in the way, even if the red wasn't there. Well, good luck hitting this, Albi. I think you're gonna have to put opposite spin on this cue ball here. Yep, that's what he's tried. He had to put left-hand English in the cue ball there to try and check it off the rail and square it up to make a line. And that was really, really difficult. But again, BrainFellOut's got ball in hand, and all he has to do is get that red out of there, or at least just open the pocket by getting rid of the yellow. Now right now he looks as if he's scratching his head wondering what to do. You see, why the hell is he doing this? Because the 8 ball has to have a pocket to go into. I have no idea, and I don't think BrainFellOut's got any idea what he's up to here. Absolute lunacy. Well, you're witnessing it, folks. You're witnessing how you can be in a winning position and do everything you can to get himself in a losing position in the rack. Because now the pocket he wants the 8-ball to get into is completely blocked. His odds on getting down on the short side of this 8-ball, well, they're actually not bad, believe it or not, where he is on this red. But judging the pace and the line for this cue ball, that's half the battle. Oh, this is going to work. I'll take my hat off to him, but this is not how I would have done it. But he's got there. Unbelievable. Why didn't he just get rid of the yellow ball and he wouldn't have had all this faffing about? And he's hung the 8-ball up eventually anyway. So it did all backfire. My goodness me. Why don't people think... Of course they should have made the yellow, Larry. That's just stupid. First thing you do is get rid of the yellow ball, open everything up, because you want to open the pocket up with the 8-ball. But I don't know why players screw their heads into the ground when they're playing these games. They can't see the bloody obvious. Who the hell is Don, Derek and Paige? Are they watching you, BrainFellOut? Tell me who the hell Don, Derek and Paige is, for a start. Let me have a drink. Right, somebody tell me what's happening in the snooker tonight. Because I don't even know who's playing, but I'm assuming Selby will be one of them. Because that's where I intend to go before I go to bed tonight. It's already 8:10, so I don't have much time to watch anything. He still hasn't told me who Don, Derek and Paige is. Now, you see, if that was me, I would say, give a shout out to Don, Derek and Paige. That's my nephews and nieces. That's my sons and daughters. Who the hell are these people? I mean, where are they sprung up from? Welcome to Tam. My nose is itchy, Tam. What's that a sign of? I need to have a good claw at my nose, but I've got a webcam on at the moment. And it's been itchy right from the start. Well, BrainFellOut had, what was he? Was he 3-0 in front? Was he 3-0 in front? I think he was, but anyway, he's not 3-0 in front anymore. Because he's finding out ways to lose racks from very good winning positions by acting like an ostrich and burying his head in the sand. But Albinario on the red in this 8th rack. And of course there are 2 reds tied up. And Albinario is just manoeuvring his balls into potable positions and waiting on BrainFellOut committing the cardinal sin. See, BrainFellOut should just be ducking, just a little brush onto that yellow there where he's at and doing nothing. That's what he should be doing. And forcing Albinario to play that red and yellow up the table there and leaving him no shot in anything else. See, he's about to open up this red and yellow here when he should just be ducking and diving in behind the yellow he's sitting right next to. Well, that's still no good because the red that's above that yellow up top is, if you're sitting good on it, you'll get a choice of either drawing and freeing that red or potting that and bumping that red or bumping the yellow out of the way. So Albinario is sitting here in a very good position. And BrainFellOut, with that last shot there, should have just ducked off the yellow in behind it and did nothing. And let Albinario make the move. So Albinario's got one more problem that needs dealing with, which is the red over on the right side next to the yellow. But if he can get, you know, a free shot at some point, he'll be able to deal with that. So I think it's going to take a major error by Albi here not to be getting out at some point. Well, that was a good shot there. BrainFellOut got the hit, got the rail. But this is what I'm talking about. Here's the situation exactly as I described it. Albinario had a shot in the red. He was either going to have at least a shot on that one or drawn back to free that one that was there, which he's done. And he's still good. And now he can commit to getting out. Let's have a look at this red here. See, that's off the rail. Oh, you don't need the rail when it's a snooker, I know that. But he did get a rail though. Just in case he did. Now this is a shot. Oh dear. Well, again, Albinario has been caught out big time. He's been caught out big time. You didn't want to be there for a start. There's no way he wanted to be there, but he's got an angle. And again, you overcut them. As soon as they hit those jaws, they never go in. And look at where he's left the cue ball. BrainFellOut's got no shot in the yellow he wanted to play, and he's got no shot up the table. Well, the first thing he needs to do is brush that yellow down, dead weight to the 8 ball. That's what he wants to do, just dead weight. Just like that. That keeps him in it for the time being. But of course, if Albinario gets any sniff on one of these reds where he's got the angle, he'll be up and down the table. Well, that was his intention right there. Had that red gone in, he was going to slam that in and come down to break out this 8 ball. So, object to the exercise here is just get the yellow off the rail. Well, that's a better position than where it was. And that also prevents Albinario having a line to get to this 8 ball to try and free it. Now, BrainFellOut is going to get backed into a corner here if he's not too careful, because Albinario is just nudging this red around till he has some sort of shot where he can get the bump on this 8 ball, and BrainFellOut's got to be wise to that. In fact, if that was me, I'm sending that yellow. No, I would have banked that down into the corner. I would have banked that yellow off there down to here. I would have just got that yellow down and involved into this corner here. He can do that now with that shot. See, again, he's just nudging balls. I would have sent that around the corner and down, just to get it there or thereabouts, because you want to have some opportunity yourself to try and break the 8 ball out. He's not thinking ahead. Albinario is, though. If Albinario gets any sniff, he's going to probably nudge this again. I can't believe he's going to try and maybe draw off that yellow, the red that's in the pocket. Is he going to actually pot this? I don't know whether that'll be too wise if he does it. Well, he's trying to go 2 rails to get the hit. I mean, that was a tall order to actually get a breakout there off that angle. I thought he'd have been better biding his time. But anyway, he's going to have a chance. Oh, this is not great the way it's sitting. It's too close to the rail, but he's got half a chance at a bank, but he didn't risk it. Now this is an easy hit for BrainFellOut. Now if he can skim across that and come over this side, I'll be in trouble. Well, Albie can play the cross bank, try and get that cue ball out of the way if he's going to commit 100%. No, he's just trying to duck, make it worse for BrainFellOut. Trying to get the 2 shots that he wants, and he has done. The only problem is he's given them to BrainFellOut because he never got a rail. Now BrainFellOut. He's got to go forward in this. Got to go forward. Oh, he doesn't want them to marry up. Oh dear. That's the worst thing he could have done. And if he's going to try and play the combo, he's too tight for that to hold a line, I think. That's going to catch the knuckle. You've got one of them further away from the rail than the other. So he needs to try and get low on the 8 ball, and he's caught the knuckle. Oh, if he had missed the knuckle, he was down there, and Albinario's only got a cross bank. And then it goes. So again, BrainFellOut's lost the battle. When he really should have been... I mean, he had that table under his control there. But again, 3 or 4 shots earlier, he made the wrong moves. He should have been bringing his yellow ball down the table. And as it is, Albie's now got a 2-rack lead, 5 racks to 3. Now, what have I missed in the chat? Welcome to Spud Boy. No, I mean, that's part of the problem is for every game you ever play, doesn't matter whether it's black ball, 9 ball, 10 ball, 8 ball. It's the thing that gets me ranting more than anything is people not thinking. They're not looking at the bigger picture when they're playing half the time. And if they just used a wee bit more, you know, visualize shots, use their imagination, try and see ahead, especially in this game. I mean, you've got to make the right move at the right time. But there are quite a few occasions, some of the stuff BrainFellOut's been doing, I haven't necessarily agreed with. Well, BrainFellOut's now decided the reds are his choice, and he should be out here. I mean, let's have a look at this 8 ball. Does it go in the side? Yes, it does, but the problem is getting to it, so it's more likely it's going to go up table. Right, now, the first thing he has to do here is come back into the table. He's got to come right down the table and hope that he holds the line of this cue ball to play that red there. He hasn't hit this, has he? Ah, he has. It needs to keep going though. See, the problem again is he's now, rather than just rolling this in and rolling that in, he's now got to judge the pot and where the cue ball's coming across. It's easier said than done in this table, especially with this cue ball catching everybody out all the time. Well, he shouldn't have any problem now. I mean, this is a gimme in terms of stopping the cue ball and leaving yourself a straightish 8 ball up table. There's no way he's missing this. You've just got to roll this in. Why is it you don't look at the side pocket? You're just going to roll this in. And that's not a problem. It's perfectly well played. And that was an Albinario's break, remember? So Albinario gets full punishment. Balls have gone in. And this is not a bad looking table, first glance. Now, I think the problem is, of course, is where the cue ball stuck. He's not got any shot in those reds there. Does he want to play the reds? He's got access to get to this yellow to that pocket. If he plays that yellow in this pocket, and these have all got pockets, to me the yellows are the favourites. I'd be more keen to play the yellows than I would the reds, the way they're set up here. The reason I say that is you've got to get into a tight spot to get that red. And to be able to do that, you either have to be on this at the right angle to hold for that red, or you have to be rolling down and you'll get yellows in the way. So that's why I would have preferred to take the yellows. Well, are you trying to say that he's overthinking things, Spud Boy? Is that what you're trying to say? He plays much better when he's not in a tourney like this. He plays much more free-flowing. I'm saying he's not thinking enough, but you're maybe hinting that he's thinking too much. Well, the evidence is not good either way. But he's still in this match. He ain't dead and buried. Anything can happen. And probably not a bad thing that BrainFellOut missed that red, because I think he's left nothing on here for Albi. And Albinario, well, he has made a mistake there because he's not got the cover. He has not got the cover. That's a big fail by Albi. He was hoping to cover these two reds. He's left the far one open here. Oh dear, that's a poor one. That was really poor. I mean, that was not a difficult cut in that red. And that's a big, big opportunity given to BrainFellOut, and he's fell at the first hurdle. Big opportunity gone. Handed on a plate there by Albinario. Well, the lifeline now that BrainFellOut's got is this yellow where it's sitting. It's going nowhere there, but Albinario is trying to squeeze. Is he trying to squeeze round the back of this yellow off the back of the red? No, he's trying to nudge it. And now he's no any better than what he was 2 minutes ago. He's still got a yellow stuck to the rail. And BrainFellOut right now is the favourite with this situation, unless Albinario can come up with something. I can't see how Albinario is getting out here. I mean, this is tricky to try and get down below that yellow and do anything with it. Here we go. We're in a similar situation that we've had earlier in this match, where BrainFellOut's got to use the head here. Well, I don't think he's got a shot. I think he's hooked. He can't get the pot in the red. And he doesn't want to leave Albinario a shot on that yellow where he can get a bump on the red and yellow. Now that's a better idea. That's using his head a wee bit. So that now commits Albinario into bumping something, because he's obviously trying to get a hit and he has to get a rail. Well, he doesn't with a snooker, that is. I should say. I keep forgetting about that. It's so easy to make the wrong move at the wrong time in this situation where the balls are tight together. You're trying to find a way out. He's potted another ball there. I don't know that there's any value in doing that at all. And this is where he could make the wrong move. That's not a bad move, though. I like that. Very clever. And that red ball can be nudged in the back of the yellow. Albinario's got to be careful of that. And that yellow isn't blocking the pocket enough. Well, here's a chance to get out here for BrainFellOut. He's got to play a tight cut on that red, very tight. But if he gets this pure, it will go in. He's got room. He doesn't want to hit this hard, by the way. He wants to hit this nice and soft. And that's perfect. Now, likewise with this, he's just got to get this nice and clean. He's got room to go in. If he catches any of that yellow, he ain't going in. Well, there's no way he should be missing this. He's played enough of these, even though he doesn't play a lot of black ball, to know how that pots. And that's very well done. So BrainFellOut won the battle there. And he won the battle at the right time because he's now back 5 apiece. But I think he's come up. Oh no, it's Albie's break. Albie's had a ball in the break. And this is a great table. Albie chose the yellows. He's definitely out here. There is no way Albinario can't get out here unless he gets caught out with the cue ball again, but I can't see that happening. The only concern I would have is that yellow there and the fact that he's not got a great angle on that yellow there, because if he was a bit shallower angle, he could have potted that and dealt with that yellow into the corner, and he's got to go another route. And he's still not great on that one. So this is just threatening to go a wee bit wrong here. The alarm bells are ringing. This is a big shot for Albie. Well, he can nip back here. All he has to do is get below this yellow. And the nose is itchy again. Oh dear. Wow. What a fluke that was. There's no way on earth he played that. Because he was trying. And look at this for a fluke. Would you believe it? What a jam you get. But that's what the game is. You give it a bang, hit and hope, and he gets out. Well, there's the out of the night there. You've just witnessed there, folks. Goodness me. You've got to laugh. And then he says sorry for the slot. Oh dear. I'm glad I've got that in video, because that's the jammiest out I've seen in the tournament so far. Unbelievable. I mean, the shot he had into the side pocket there, he had to hit it firm to get the cue ball back behind the last yellow, or the last red, or whatever the hell ball it was. But he hit it hard, caught the jaw straight into the other side pocket, and then, of course, he's got no shot other than a bang. And then he flukes it, and he lands nicely on the 8. Would you credit that? Looked like Cobra. Well, not even Cobra's as jammy as that. But it could be the big turning point to maybe take this match away from BrainFellOut, because the table is wide open. There's no way again he's going to fail here. He's got to nudge that. Just a little nudge. Doesn't want the two of these to go in and leave himself stuck in the rail. Oh, I'll tell you something. He almost blew it there. He almost fell into the trap. Look at that red. That red, if that red had dropped here, he was hooked behind the yellow. And suddenly there's a 2-rack gap again here. And Albie's break is giving him a couple of balls. Now again, well, can he see that yellow? Yes, he can. I think he can pot it clean. But he's going for the other one up top. Well, he hasn't got the pot because I think his intention was to get rid of this problem one here. And now BrainFellOut will stick with the yellows, I would think. And of course, the one major issue you have with the yellows is, okay, the yellows are all there and they can all be got at one way or another. But you know, you've got to find a path at some point to come down onto this 8-ball. So this is another big test for BrainFellOut. It's a huge visit in the overall context of the match. He's just gone 2 racks behind. This cue ball, he's got to watch the cue ball here, cutting this across. And again, he'll be glad that that didn't go in, that other yellow. It keeps it there as a lifeline. But has he got a shot? Is he going to have to bail out on it? Yeah, he is, I think. And this is difficult to judge as well. So now he's in no man's land. And of course, if he plays the thin cut, he's looking at this. To me, the shot is the thin cut and coming up into the table and trying to stay in this half of the table to leave the cut in the yellow. And he's trying to cut that into the corner. Well, at least it's a blocker, and Albinario has to manufacture a way to get this out of the way and that out of the way. But Albinario can duck and force BrainFellOut into having to kick, and that's what he'll probably do here. He might not pot this red. Well, he has potted it. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't force BrainFellOut into kicking. Happy Dolo says he calls it 11-9. Did anybody else call a result in this match? Well, Albie's trying to bump things. He's got an angle here where, again, the pace of the pot has to be really clean here for this cue ball to get enough pace to come across. And in between those 2 reds on the right side, that's what he's trying. Well, he's actually played in, I don't know. He played the one into the side first. Oh, I don't know that he's actually any better than what he was 2 minutes ago after that shot, because the cue ball's running up table. Now it's 50-50 as to who's going to win this rack. Well, he's managed to squeeze that red in the back of the yellow, got control of the pocket. It's now gone 70-30 in Albie's favour. But if BrainFellOut can get this to follow in, I presume that's a legal shot, isn't it? If you can get your yellow to follow the red in, it's a legal shot. Is it not? As long as you hit your yellow first, of course. Well, I don't know that that's the best idea in the world. Well, we're about to find out, but I think he'd have been better playing that in the position he was in at the time. See, now it hasn't gone in. And now, of course, Albie's got a free shot and he's just handed the rack and a plate. So I don't understand the thinking there. Why didn't he play? Am I right in saying that he could have actually tried to play that combo And, well, he was in much better position to actually play the combo for it to follow in the first shot he refused. But playing it at off angle with his second shot just sold it in a plate there for Albie. So that was all to no avail. Why he didn't have a go at it the first time he had the chance when he was sitting much better on it, I don't know. It just puzzles me. So now Albie's got a comfort zone, 3 racks. Don't you think that the first time he had that... I mean, the ball's over the pocket, the yellow's over the pocket, the red's sitting there, and the cue ball's like there. Why didn't he just play the combo and hope it fell in at that point? I mean, okay, he might not have been any further forward if had it not gone in, but I think he had a much better chance of it going in from where he was than he was in the second attempt he had, because he then had to play a cut. That just baffles me into players thinking. Because all he did then was just give it up to Albie. What time is it? 20 minutes to 9. So we've been at this for an hour and 40 minutes. Sorry, no, tell a lie, an hour and... When did it start? 7:30, no, an hour and 20 minutes. Well, he's too straight in that red to risk trying to do anything with the cue ball. All he had to make sure was he had this shot, because that can get him out into the table. And you would expect that that's the last ball to get to the 8. And this hasn't quite gone right. He wanted to be sort of tight in on this red, because he wanted to be playing the other one up the table, and now he's in between shots here. I mean, he can cut that one. Problem with that is he's going to have to try and run the cue ball clean. Now he's trying to get the combo, and that may well work. That's pretty good. But he's going to be too straight. You know, when he rolls one onto the other, the cue ball's not going anywhere. He's going to be too straight to get out for this 8 ball. So he ain't over yet, this rack. And that's why Albinario's, well, he tried to, I mean, if had that gone in, he clearly then had an angle on the red to pot the red and get the cue ball dinked across for the 8 ball. So now it's the point of no return for BrainFellOut. The table is his, and it's his for the taking, and really for his prospects to remain with half a chance in this match, he's got to get out of here. Now, I don't know that potting this yellow and bumping the 8 ball is going to be any good. I don't know that that's going to be the best move he's ever going to make, playing this right now. You see, that's not what I would have done. I mean, he's just killed the 8 ball onto the rail and made his life a heck of a lot more miserable for getting out. And he's not gone far enough or shallow enough on this yellow. See, now he's in dodgy territory here. He's in real dodgy territory to get out. That needs to keep going. He's given himself a good chance though. But that 8 ball isn't frozen, but he's got to keep it flush. So pocket weight, give it every chance to go in. And that's the pace that kept it out. Hit it too hard. And another rack gifted to Albinario. But again, he played the wrong ball first there. He should never have played that yellow where he was chipping the 8 ball onto the rail. That was just a major fail. He had to go about it a different way. He had the yellow into the side, which he didn't take. And again, he just shot himself in the foot there. He should never have played that yellow where he's bumping the 8-ball into a worse position than it was sitting in, or he would have been out. What's happening here? Have I missed? Was it Albinario? What time is it? It's past my bedtime. Was that Albinario that did that? I'm totally losing it. Was it Albi that did it? Ah. That's me concentrating on the table too much. I keep missing who's at the table. Right, well that's BrainFellOut that's at the table. So was that Albi that played the yellow? Was it Albi that played the yellow and chipped the 8-ball onto the rail? Is that actually what happened here? When I was rabbiting on, it was Albi that was playing the yellow and cutting that yellow and then chipping the 8-ball tight onto the rail. That was Albi that did that. Well, is that actually what happened? Right. Well, that's even more crazy that Albi should be numpty enough to do that. That is even crazier that it was Albi that did that shot. I mean, you would have thought him more than anybody would have seen what was going to happen there by playing that yellow ball and chipping the 8-ball stuck to the rail. That's actually, I can't believe he played that. I mean, the 8-ball was sitting in a good enough position to pot. It was comfortably off the rail, and he's sitting at an angle where there's no way he can avoid hitting that 8-ball, and yet he still played it. Well, my apologies to BrainFellOut, because I thought it was that bloody stupid a shot. It was him that played it. That's how bad it was. So, whatever I said there, I take it all back, BrainFellOut. My bad for not realising who was at the table. But my goodness me. Albinario doesn't want to be sitting regretting that the rest of the night. And BrainFellOut just doing a wee bit of manoeuvring. Well, if he can chip this in and get below the red. Well, again, I'm not sure what he played there, Albie. I'm not sure what he played. I was assuming he was trying to get below this red. See, it's difficult on this table to understand really what a player's trying to do, because I'm sure half the time the players aren't really sure what the cue ball's going to do. Because this red's in no great shape. Albinario, again, I'm not quite sure what he tried to do there. Was he trying to leave a bank in the red? Had that red gone into the side? I mean, again, he's got control of this corner. I mean, it's got me scratching my head here, apart from scratching my nose. It's got me a wee bit confused as to what Albie was really trying there. Well, over will do. And Albinario is sort of getting himself backed into a corner here. Now he's going to try and just squeeze this and control that pocket. Well, it's gone in, which is even better. And as long as he can keep the cue ball in play here, he'll have a cut in that last red. This is tough. I don't care who you are, how often you've played this game, but this is a tough shot. Because you've got to hit this and get the cue ball to come out. You see, he was neither committed either way there. Now, this is a shot to win the rack here. He's got to play the cut down the rail. He's got a big margin of error here as long as he doesn't send it to the rail way too soon. And that'll do. Now, well, again, the big worry is the pace he's got to play at this to get the cue ball out. You see, that was the worry, was the pace to get the cue ball out to have a shot either way there. And that, again, it catches everybody out. You cannot hit these balls at pace. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. And it's going to get there. It's got the legs. Well, Albinario moves ever closer. Back to 3 racks in front. Quick reminder for anybody who's still there. We've got this match on at the moment. We've got Bankster and Slugs on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That's the schedule as it was a couple of hours ago. Whether that's maybe changed between then and now, I don't know. But that's how it stands in the meantime. That'll clear itself in a second. BrainFellOut at the table. A couple of balls have gone in. He's just deciding what set he wants to go for. We've got 2 yellows and the 8 ball married up on the left side of the table, so they're not going anywhere fast. So he's decided it's the yellows. The reds he's going for, but the yellows on that side pocket there are absolutely no good. Now you'd have to nudge this. See, if this was 9 ball, you could slam that into the side and run through and bump. This is not hitting the rail. So there's another huge fail by BrainFellOut. Well, Albinario, if he's going to commit himself to getting out, he's got to deal with all the problems, and he can try and deal with 2 problems at the same time here. He's chipping the yellow and chipping the reds, the yellows and the 8 ball. That was clever. Problem is, though, the 8 balls blocked the path for his yellow. So the idea was good, the execution was good, but the roll of the ball wasn't. And that's his one problem that's left on the table. Everything else can be dealt with. And he might have to bank that yellow. Well, the thing is you know, Albinario, I'm pretty certain Albinario said no, he hasn't spent any time looking at this game until tonight. Let's be honest. He's decided just to get his touch while he's playing. But as you said, I mean, a stronger player with better touch may well have given Albinario a number of problems. And I don't mean Stubb in that sentence, by the way, because Stubb's got the touch of a sledgehammer, too much for this game. And BrainFellOut's blocked Albie's path to most of his yellows. I think you can see a fair chunk of this one. I don't know whether you can see enough to cut it down over the pocket, though. No, he can't. But he can certainly get that one into the table. Well, I'm not sure what he's thinking there was. I mean, he's not made that any better. He's just blocked the pocket. Now, this is another huge visit for BrainFellOut, because he should be winning the rack here, let's be honest. He should be winning the rack. He's got to take that one over the left side, take the one into the side, deal with the one in the corner, and have enough angle on it to get up the table for the 8-ball along the rail. I mean, this is not difficult to achieve. You've just got to make sure you've got the thin enough cut in this red, like that. Now, that's perfect. All you have to do is just let this cue ball run out. You want to get right down as low as you dare on this 8-ball. And, well, I would have been a wee bit more daring than that. But, again, he should get this in comfortably. Well, Albinario to break. The lead is still 2. The break is dry. And look at these yellows. I mean, these yellows are all sitting great. He's got one nasty pot up the rail. He's got another nasty one down the rail on the side. But this table is crying out to be run out. Now, straight away, with the line that he's got here, he's got to come down the table. He's got to keep going. Well, at least he can open up this pocket, but the problem is that yellow there. Now, if that was me, I'd be opening the pocket, coming across and trying to get on one of them so I can get to that and clear this ball here. You can forget about that ball there for the time being, but to me, he had a chance there to get rid of this, cut it, come out into the table, take that yellow that was there, and then deal with that yellow there into the corner. He's missed a trick again, BrainFellOut. Yeah, I think he's taken them in the wrong order. He had to give himself a chance, and the way I seen it was dealing with that one there, where he was sitting, he could cut that, come out into the table, deal with the yellow, and leave the shot in this yellow in an open pocket. Now, he's still got a chance, so this is perfect. This is perfect. He just needs to drop through. Now he's got to go forward, but not too heavy. He wants to come off that red, go forward far enough. Got to be brave. And he hasn't, or has he? Has he got the cut? He's got the cut. He can see it. Big 8-ball. Oh, he's overdone it. Well, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, he did well actually having a shot in the 8-ball. And Albinario can put BrainFellOut in trouble whenever he wants to. The danger, of course, is if you leave any sort of kick in that 8-ball, the 8-ball is so far in the pocket that any touch on it, it's going to drop. So Albinario is going to have to go hell for leather here to get the clearance done. Well, this is not simple. This is far from simple where he sat this cue ball. Well, that little brush on the red there has done him a huge favour. It's got him in good line. And Albinario is going to be on the hill. Or at least I think he is. Is he in 9 at the moment? Well, it's all over now, you would really think. It's just only a matter of time. It's a huge ask for Albinario to capitulate in his downfall now, sitting in the hill. BrainFellOut breaking. I think he's got a ball. Well, if you take yellows, you're clearly getting rid of that. You want to get rid of that first into the side. That's the problem ball right there. That's the one you want to get rid of. And then you can deal with all the rest of them. The other problem is that if you're leaving this as your last ball to get to the 8 ball, then you want the thin cut so you're coming up into the table. And that's vital. So you can't be sloppy when you're potting these balls by just thinking, well, it's easy, all I need to do is go on a ball. You must get a thin enough cut in this yellow to be chipping it in and coming up. So that's the object of the exercise here, is not what's going on down here. It's what goes on with the last ball to get to that ball. That's what counts. Now, he's looking at this ball right now. The worry I've got with that is that that's the best adjacent ball to get to this 8 ball. And now, the problem is he's now got to get good on the last ball that's here. This is where he's now backed himself into a corner that he's got to get good. So what he has to do is he has to get square on this yellow, so he can stun up the table. He has to get square on it. That'd be the comfortable shot, because it's an easy stun. So now he's cutting it. And now he's worrying about the line that this cue ball's taking for this 8 ball. Now he's looking at English and all sorts is troubling him. And you see, that's where he's got himself into a corner, because he's not. Again, he's not taking them in the right order. He should have left that yellow there, because deal with all the mess that's here and make sure you're open with a thin cut and you're into the table. Again, path to destruction, it was there. And this is game, set and match, unless Albi can't deal with that last red that's above this yellow here. But again, I've got to be critical. Now, I don't play the game. But you don't need to play the game to see what you think might be the best path of getting out here. And you had to leave that yellow with a pocket, because when you start isolating all the other balls, if you don't get the right shape on one of them, it's difficult to get guaranteed good on that 8 ball. Well, he's got one lifeline, but Albinario is going to hook him. Now, even this is difficult, because you're trying to jack up and judge a Massey shot, which is a gentle little spin. Now, you can play the Massey. The problem is, again, you don't know how this cue ball is going to spin. I think the angle to the yellow off the rail isn't there. I think the red's in the way. But if you hit this too hard, the spin will work too soon. I mean, he's not hit it at all. Well, that's game, set and match this time, folks. So the free shot that Albi's got, he'll deal with his red ball. And he was just trying to get over to this side to deal with this one, and he's pretty much got there. But I think, in most games, the pattern play is so vital. On games like this, where you're either going for reds or yellows, or it's 8 balls, it's even more vital. And if you're coming up short in your pattern play, i.e. you're not seeing what the best line is to get out, the best route to get out, then you're always going to lose matches against people like Albinario, let's be honest. And that's where BrainFellOut fell short. Now, If you look at that score, if BrainFellOut was, if his pattern play was better, his choice of shots at the vital times were better, you could give him another, you could at least give him another 2, if not 3 racks. And it could have went hill and went all the way. Let's be honest. It really could have. And there's so fine a margin in success and failure by making those wrong choices. I think he made wrong choices. I don't know whether you guys agree with me, but that fatal one was potting that yellow over the pocket when that was his easiest route to get into that 8 ball. And why he didn't see that is beyond me. It's a bit I can't work out. Right. If we look at the bracket, what the hell was this? Was that black ball match I was in? I think it was. If we look at the bracket, we'll see, the schedule, we'll see that we've just got the one match, which is Bankster and Slugs, which is Saturday night at 7 o'clock it is this time. I should be there for that because there's normally a Saturday night 8 ball doubles. It hasn't gone ahead for weeks. In fact, I don't even know whether it's still on. Nobody's interested in that either anymore. So it's died a death. That will be the next time I will see you because I won't be hanging about, wasting my time for Friday night 9 ball. I've got better things to do with my time. So with that, folks, thanks for watching. I'm going to try and catch an update in the snooker and an update in the football, and then I'm heading to bed. So I'll thank you for your company, and I will bid you good night, and we will see you again soon, no doubt. Take care. See you later, folks.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.